Hey everybody, Kevin here, WQ9F. Thanks for joining me here today on WQ9F Ham Radio. Today I am out here at Moraine Hills State Park, which is Parks on the Air Park Kilo 1012. I'm out here today to do a Parks on the Air activation and kind of just do a brief overview of what's in my current POTA pack. It's been a while since I've had a video up, so I'm excited to put this one up for you and kind of see some of the changes that I've made to my Parks on the Air pack. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd much appreciate it. And if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That way you make sure you see more videos just like this one. I also have a Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to help support the channel, I'd much appreciate that. I'll put a link down below in the description. But for now, let's see what's in my radio bag and then put it all together and get on the air. Now for Parks on the Air, my pack that I carry with to the park, it changes over time. And it's definitely changed since I have started doing Parks on the Air back in 2020. My first Parks on the Air pack was my ICOM 7300, a MFJ fiberglass mast, and a G5 RV. It was not super portable. The mast was really big and heavy. Putting the G5 RV up was a pain, but it worked. It got me on the air. Over time, I've had all sorts of radios, but let's take a look and see what I'm carrying right now to activate parks. So I do have it all laid out on the table right here. This is my current Parks on the Air pack. Start off here with the antenna. My go-to antenna is the Buddy Pole Buddy Stick Pro. This is the case that it comes in. You've seen this on the air before. Seen this in videos before. I've used this many times. It's traveled with me to several states so far. Inside of here we do have tripod legs. We do have a counterpoise wire. Here we have our base where everything attaches to. Big thing on this one, it does use a BNC connector. So you want to make sure that you have an adapter, and that is why I have started carrying an extra adapter with me. Here is the coil. The coil uses different taps on it. I currently have 4 of them set up. It comes with 3. So if you want to have more than 3, make sure you pick up a couple extra, and I have a couple extra in here. So this is currently set up for 40, 20, 15, and over here I have 17 meters. And then we have the whips and the mast. Super useful antenna. I really like this because of its portability. Everything fits in this little case right here. And this case, as you can see, not much bigger than a standard radio. This whole thing probably only weighs a couple pounds. It can go very easily inside of like backpack stuff like that, which is how I have used it. Bring us over here to the radio. The radio I'm currently using, and this is a bit of a change, I've started using this probably a month ago. This is the Yaesu FT991A. Now I picked this up from a ham fest last year sometime, and I was using it at home for a little bit of HF, but mostly VHF, UHF. I started doing some VHF, like 2-meter FT8, giving that a try, and it's been kind of fun, but it doesn't get as much use because, you know, you're kind of limited to some of the skip, like E-skip and stuff like that. So I kind of moved this up from sitting on the desk not doing much to bringing it into the park with me. A couple nice things about this and why this is my current kind of radio to bring to activations, more like the one I'm going to do here today. I'm here just at a picnic table. You can see my car. Can't miss it, it's bright orange. Here in the parking lot. It's not super light, but it's not super heavy. Not like the radio I was using before, which was the ICOM 7200, which was almost 14 pounds. That's a beefy radio. Works really well. I liked it. Got a lot of compliments on it. But I'm bringing this one with me now. I did add to this the Portable Zero rails, since I am bringing this into the field, give it a little bit more protection. I have dropped a radio before. The ICOM 7200 I dropped at Illinois Beach State Park, actually into the parking lot. So I wanted to make sure that I added some protection to this. So these are metal rails. They do come just like this. I did order the carry handle kit as a separate accessory, but it is nice to have just to move things around and make things easier. And then these go all the way around the back, and they are protecting the back connectors back here. So in the back, We do have our HF and VHF, UHF antenna ports, 4-pin power connector, and then the nice thing about this and why this one has moved in is it does have the USB right here, so it does do a built-in, does have a built-in sound card for digital modes as well. The other reason that I have moved this up into being rotation is this does have a built-in tuner. It is a 3-to-1 tuner, but that's just enough if I need a little bit, or I'm say using a wire antenna or something where it's not quite, or I'm a little bit outside of the band. I can hit that tune button and bring me in just to clean things up if I'm not in an optimal situation. But that is nice to have. So FT991A, this is my go-to Parks on the Air radio right now. Not my only Parks on the Air radio, but this is the one I have been using the most. So the next piece right here is our Bio-Eno 20 amp hour 12 volt battery. This has been working good for me. It is getting a little beat up. You see things are starting to come apart. The shrink wrap is kind of tearing a little bit. It's getting a little dinged around the corners, but it's still working real good. This is the battery I bought when I started doing Parks on the Air. So this is from 2020. It's going 3 years now. I haven't had no issues with it. Working real well. At home, I do have a 15 amp hour just to complement this, and that works if I'm going to be out at the park for a long time, or I'm doing a bunch of parks, or I'm doing a lot of digital heavy stuff, to have that with me. So 20 amp hour battery, 15 amp hour battery, whatever one's charged, that's usually the one I bring with me to the park. Next thing, this right here, super useful, probably one of my most used pieces of gear outside of the radio and antenna. This is the Rig Expert Stick Pro. This is an antenna analyzer right here. This does HF all the way through UHF. Very easy to use, and I really like it. I don't regret buying this at all. This has definitely helped me out, and since I use the Buddy Stick Pro, I use this pretty much every time I set up my antenna. I get close. I can get real close with my kind of tuning just by hand, but this will get me the rest of the way. So super useful right here. Just a little military surplus kind of case that I found online. Holds this really nice. Downside, when I travel and I go to, say, take this on the airplane, they're a little weird by the case that it's in, and I have been stopped once or twice from that. But they open it up and they just pass it on. Last piece right here, this is my laptop. This is the ThinkPad Lenovo ThinkPad P14. Works pretty good. I use this for everything. This laptop gets a ton of use. I use it at home, I use it for work, I use it for Parks on the Air, a little bit of everything, and you know, no complaints. The last piece of this pack is the actual pack. Again, this is just a military surplus. I got this off a Commando store, which is an online retailer. They sell all sorts of weird stuff. This bag does its job. All right, I'm not gonna lie. It's not great, but it has this big pouch right here. It fits the radio. Has lots of side pouches, so I put the battery over here. My camera goes in the other side. Tripod goes in the other side. In the front here, I do have all the cords and cables, so I got the microphone, USB cable, power cable, stuff like that. Inside of here, I also carry, there's a multi-tool in here, as well as some electrical tape. These things are kind of always handy to have, just in case. Down in the bottom here, there's a couple Sharpies. I have another USB cable, stuff like that. And then in the back, I've got coax and a paper logbook, just in case the computer stops working, because you always want to have a backup. So that's my current Parks on the Air setup. It's working well for me. The one thing is my bag. The bag's not great. I'm not super happy with the bag. If you have a bag that you are using, preferably padded, that could fit this stuff. So we're talking the 991, 20 amp hour battery, laptop, coax, cables, all that stuff. If you have a bag suggestion, let me know in the comments, because I am open to suggestions. This bag, it works, everything fits. It's not comfortable to wear. It doesn't offer any protection because it's not padded. So I'm one drop away from really becoming disappointed. So if you got a suggestion down below, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, 73 y'all.